like normal characters, but through that Mulan passive, I think she needs that time in lane to get ready.
Desk at the moment, I guess it is, but here we go into game. Obey up against Sanguine. Goremizer will be calling this one with me. Gore, this is going to be an interesting one. Sanguine versus Obey, and not only that, the first look at Mulan in the Pro League.
Right, like let Weekend come online at his own pace and send this Circuit over to the solo lane.
Oh, Bobby trying to cause problems here up against Jakor. His first game in the SPL, and he could just go down and be first blood. Ducky hopping Arthur will claim it, but a lot of that really came from inbound and these rotations early on.
Is going to use her ult, how he's going to use maybe her pluck to set up some kills, and Ducky maybe gets a little bit overzealous.
Yeah, Ducky under a bit of pressure here, stunned in place by Jakor and that tether into the sky though, and do see a Thor, he's going to dunk on him but won't find the angle on Ducky.
Ooh.
Shinto will though with the crushing wave, and Panitom takes out inbound too. Sanguine get their first kills of the SPL.
I mean, Panitom set that up perfectly, not just stunning everyone in place, but a line for Shinto to ride. There's nowhere else for that
AD carry position in the long lane, but a couple of changes to her and her kit has allowed her to maybe be a bit more influential now, as Rongyu in no man's land is caught between a rock and a hard place literally, and Wolfie will get credit for the kill. Just didn't realize that Obey had that warded up.
Yeah, I think that's going to be something that we see maybe Shinto rise up. It's actually Whirlwind of Rage and Steel. I was trying to talk about it before as I cut out, but Rongyu finally throws one out, and unfortunately doesn't find anything. But that's kind of where I'm anticipating maybe the aggression coming through for him, is looking for
like, down to, well, basically inbound rotating in early for that first blood. And actually giving that kill to Ducky will at least give him the leading goal, but Rongyu again is too deep. But there's Panitom and Shinto to save the day. The bait was good enough. The double tap through the wall won't land. But Wolfie, with the most skill shot ability in the game, will at least secure the kill to make sure Rongyu falls down in trade.
I mean, that's the most can we pull this one back ult that I've ever seen. Like, yes, you get that kill, but admittedly, it's more worthwhile for
get yourself some cool skins for completely free, but we should be heading back into game momentarily any moment now. But as you said, I do want to see how the Hunters end up playing this out. Back to game we go. 13 minutes in, 4-5 between the two as it stands at the moment. We can see this little play from Duck in the right-hand side as he's looking to invade onto the blue buff. Jakor's going to beat the Mulan, and it's Mulan versus Osiris. At the moment, Osiris is getting the better end of it, 2 levels up. Shinto with the spout will get credit for the kill, making 5-3. Netroid, though, trying to keep the hunt going onto inbound, who was trying to make a gank. Didn't really panic there at all. Instead, just got aggressive himself and turned the damage back on towards the ganker.
Able to force inbound away from that. And again, that's what I was looking at actually a few minutes ago was, is anyone going to come over and put pressure on him? Right now, Wowie's looking for the 1v1, but Panitom's in the area. Inbound has left. There could be a Thor dunk.
Wowie, though, with that airstrike did cause a couple of problems, and Wolfie will get credit for the kill onto Netroid. Panitom, as you said, was on the way, but that Thor dunk wasn't in range. Inbound can't find the kisses, but he will find
already been looking at making that rotation. The minute Panitom showed up, it was just a much better call, and now it opens him up for a huge gank like this onto Yarkor.
Yeah, Yarko just tries to do what he saw Ducky do, and the problem is 3 members strong. That grapple out of Weaken will keep him pinned in place and allow Wolfie to secure another kill with his ultimate there. And obviously 4 kills now for Wolfie in the mid lane. Not a bad opening.
Single ult. And granted, every single time it's been there low enough for me to get a kill, Shinto has to play a little more carefully with all of his abilities, especially with the Circuit on the other side. He can melt her, but she could just as easily melt him.
Oh, Panitom dunking in and strips away the Pyromancer just in time. Shinto gets the kill on Weaken. I thought the zone work out from the boys was great, but that Aegis won't prevent the damage onto Wolfie. Wow. As Shinto gets himself a double kill with a crushing wave. 7-5, and Sanguine snap answer back again. This is gonna be a back and forth match.
Well, it turns out
this will allow for a bit more pressure on the map if possible. But this dance is working out well. Rongyu gonna blink on in, use the ultimate force seal out of Wolfie. Rongyu under a lot of pressure though, and should have been falling down to Wolfie gets ready for the kill. Inbound dashes out. 1 pick so far the way of Obey. But everyone's still just dancing around. Keep an eye on those ultimates though. Inbound and Wolfie both use theirs. Netroid also use those Suns.
Back in the area, has his ult, and is easily going to be the one who can confirm this more than anybody else. they're just fishing for kills. This is just blood in the water waiting to happen.
Inbound lost a lot of health, may need to return to base soon. Nice knock, but Shinto hitting 2. Weaken lost half his health. Jakor commits all the way in for Weaken. Gets the tether up, but stunned in place by Wolfie. Wolfie has his ultimate back up, and it doesn't do enough to kill Rongyu just yet. Jakor also low grappled back in by Mulan, but it won't be enough to pick him up. Instead, it's Paniton that gets 1. Ducky does at least get hold of Shinto, the major carry on the side of Sanguine so far. Meanwhile, spinning away is Ducky onto Netroid, but Paniton takes out Wolfie, and the spin from Rongyu comes back up. The whirlwind of Rage and Steel is enough to get Panitom a triple kill, and this is going to be an Oni Fury for Sanguine, only losing Shinto in the process.
Yeah, I want to get that Fire Giant right afterward. They get the Oni Fury that gives them a little bit of pressure. Weaken and Ducky right now are trying to counteract some of that pressure. It's left them with 3 people defending the Phoenix.
But this is the power of Panitom and this Thor, just able to hover in the air and wait, just to allow his team to chip it down bit by bit. So it's dropped down by Necro, and Shinto gets still an inbound who tried to engage. Weaken came in, Weaken came out, Weaken went back to the fountain. And in goes Jakor, tanking up a bit too much here, but he is opening the window up enough for Sanguine to get the Phoenix. They lose Jakor in trade for Weaken and inbound. Not a bad day at the left-hand Phoenix on the first push from Sanguine.
I mean, Phoenix is going to respawn, and they've pushed up enough on the side of left that they could look for a fight.
But still, Mulan on the left-hand side. This is a 4v5, and now Ducky under pressure as Jakor jumps on Wolfie. Wolfie forced to ult defensively there. Panitom in the sky looking to support will crash down onto the front line of inbound. Metroid credit with a kill. 1 by 1. They're falling down here, Obey, as Mulan is slowly limping over to this fight. The pings are raining down on Weaken to let them know they're on the way. And now Sanguine have to turn tail. They're trying to peel back, making sure the last 3 members of Obey can't do anything about this. Sanguine going to fall back to base with a couple of members. Should be a Fire Giant look this again here, Gore.
It's a lot easier for Panitom to go for a dive into the back line, but right now he's out of position.
Panitom came in on there for a second, was forced to beads away from this stun coming out from inbound there. I should say the kiss. Wolfie, though, completely under pressure now on his own, trying to hide in the fog. Panitom says, not today, my friend. The lightning Thor compels me. Inbound still alive for a moment until Shinto lands the spout. And now onto the Phoenix they go. Panitom gets himself another double kill. Could even be a triple. Well, it looks like Ducky and Woe may get away. No, Shinto will get himself 1. Panitom another. And that's going to be game 1 going the way of Sanguine. It all comes back to that fight around the Oni Fury, Gormizer.
Kind of have to go, right? They do a great job of counteracting both of those almost in their entirety. So I think the picture does sort of come into focus for Obey there towards the end, but they got to get it done here with this draft aggro. They won't be getting a second shot. It's Sanguine and Obey in game number 2 that's just about to kick off.
In your games going forward. But into game we go. Gormizer joining me once again. Gore, we're going to see some Mulan solo this time round.
Yeah, and I'm even Rongyu last game playing something aggressive where they want to fight.
Weaken! What's going wrong in the jungle there? Level 4 couldn't get away from Shinto, who used the last of his mana to realize it was an opportune moment to take that first blood kill for himself in the mid lane. And Panitom just comes along for the extra little bit of assistance and gets himself Merlin to use the beads and jump away. But the wall does connect. We've got 2 fights at the same time. Merlin will just about survive. Jakor, the same can be said. He's done a good job so far of getting all the Tomakus, but this gank again from inbound may be his demise once more. Minion body blocks come into play, and Obey find themselves a kill again. Just like they did in game 1, this rotation out of there on that left-hand side between those baby harpies is always going to be interesting. Rongyu in no man's land here, getting pressured. Will drop the Rivers Review and walk away. Meanwhile, trapped inside it is inbound. Did manage to pick up Jakor, but couldn't go anywhere with him. Weaken comes down from the Paolo. Panitom hits the double tap onto inbound. Ducky's not there just yet, but Jakor's pathing back to the solo lane has forced him to use his ult defensively there under a bit of pressure. Can't find the grapple after the fact, but all the fight for subsequent hits of the same ability deal 6% increased damage. Stack up to 6 times, but I'll come back to that in a minute as the Gold Fury is under threat, being bursted heavily by this Merlin, and Obey will get credit for it, but what about the fight after the fact? The Rebuke's going to keep Inbound in place, but Inbound still has the Ragnarok available. It will still fall down to Rongyu in the River's Rebuke, though, and Weaken, who went in very deep, gets destroyed by Shinto on the tail end of that engagement. So it's a 2-0, but Obey get the Gold Fury. So at the moment, though, Sanguine still have a 500 gold lead, but with 5 members strong, they might be able to...
As a bigger factor for them, mainly because of the potency it gives afterward. Inbound looking to get potentially caught out here.
Yeah, he is in a bit of trouble. Has Ragnarok, great turnaround onto Panitom, no! Where's your beads? now, Paddy Tom. Inbound needs a bit more help. Will survive on the tail end. We can look for the power up. Wasn't Jakor. Jakor a little bit late on those beads from Jakor for my liking. Still ended up getting pulled in, but no further damage really continues there. That was a great chase out of Sanguine, but a fantastic. Want to see how this goes on. Inbound and Weekend stepping up to investigate what's going on, but Weekend got hold of the Oni Fury by mistake, forced to use his beads and jump away. Meanwhile, Inbound forced to commit in, gets a lot of damage off on Rongyu, but Rongyu still fine and alive. Ducky and Weekend back in though. Paolo up in the sky. Meanwhile, the duck down from Paddington on the front side onto Wolfie. Won't be enough to get the kill there. The focus is a split fight between the two. 3 members of Obelo on this side as Wolfie now falls. Netro gets a kill on Inbound. The dive in from Sanguine to the back line as the front line of Obey engaged at the same time. Ends up being a 4-2 exchange. Shinto and Rongyu go down, but 4 members of Obey and only Ducky left standing. He's going to stop the Oni in his own now. Jungle to find some vision, and we can just get him pinched a little bit there, force that fight where Obey had to take the engagement, and I don't think they really wanted to after all said and done, but the re-engage happened and it didn't go well. Rongyu though picked up both the beads. That doesn't get away from the Desert Fury out from Wowie though. In this guy's Panitom, he might look towards Wowie. Wowie being tripped away by 3 members surrounding him. Ducky meanwhile tries to get hold of Netroid, but Netroid leaps away to safety. Shinto's ultimate is up and Wolfie is now down. The barrels of the war compel him, and we can now be looking to escape. Really tough spot for him to be in there. No one in range to jump to on his own team. No Harpy camp available to get away from. 3 more members die on Obey in that engagement for just one.
Out, but I don't know if it's going to matter. There's the mark through the wall. They have vision on him at least, looking for the zone. That's what you need to get a Fire Giant.
Yeah, should be able to get this Fire Giant. Netroid also gets the kill on Ducky as well. You can see Netroid's really swinging right about now. Full range stack online, a little bit more crit as well alongside it. And Sanguine looking comfortable all of a sudden. Remember, dive into the back line a little bit more so. Sanguine want to do that this time around with that grapple onto Wolfie. Wolfie will flicker away for the time being though. Into the sky goes Panitom. Inbound jumps in. Might be in a bit of danger. Ducky's tracking around the back, trying to keep Jakor busy. Panitom crashing into the backside at the same time. Gets hold of Wolfie, but Wolfie's still alive for now. Weekend did jump in, but Ducky bursted through his ultimate. Can't survive the damage. Wowie at least does take out Panitom with that Desert's Fury, but into the tiny room we go again for Sanguine. Weekend goes in, forced to use his beads. Shinto removes him from the map for the 5th time. Phoenix with no minions. They're going to wait for the next wave to come through. Firegiant's going to get 50 seconds on it. 1 for 2 is a little bit more so, but he's really not too worried at the moment with that Fire Giant sustain. Ducky's ultimate down, Weekend's ult down, Inbound's ult down, Inbound. Weekend also lost his beads just then, and Rongyu getting very, very low. Jakor tanking up as long as he can. Inbound forced out, Shinto gets hold of Ducky at the same time, and Wowie's also within an inch of his life as Shinto gets a double kill. Could be a triple, no, Jakor will get another kill for himself, and that could be all she wrote here. Sanguine should be able to secure the game now.
I'm going to say it again. Post 20 minutes, Sanguine seems to be a different beast to deal with right now. A River's Rebuke going up. No one's within 30 seconds of respawning, so it's not blocking anything.